So scaling is a huge topic. I'm just
Yeah.
diving right
Is
in.
it maybe
Yeah.
too huge? Is that where you're going? What are we doing?
Season 12,
Scaling is a big
huge.
topic. I think players have talked a lot about like, hey, the world scaling with you and
Level
the
scaling on
sense
items is
of
dumb.
power that you have. I think one thing that we actually talked about earlier, I think addresses some of the scaling questions we have, which was like nightmare dungeons are that way of also feeling more powerful as you're kind of progressing through them.
That's
because
fine.
You can obviously go into higher level.
They should
nightmare
scale
dungeons, and you'll be
depending
able
on the
to
level,
slowly
but like
surely, get your way through.
the level
higher
requirement
and
on
higher level
items
versions
is so
of that.
strange.
The other thing, though, I think, and I've seen this a lot personally myself, where people have been going like, hey, I might be like a level 25 druid, but level 18 gear is dropping. And there's a lot of like attachment to item level or to the actual level requirement.
The focus on the wrong number.
Yeah, as opposed to the item power. And I think it's a topic I wanted to bring up just because item power is actually really the number that people should be really focusing on, as opposed to specifically item level, because there are points where you will actually potentially find a higher item level requirement with a lower item power in itself. And that's one thing I think that will help.
But that's only
people
strange.
Focusing on trying to become
before
more powerful
50
is really going for item power, focusing on that specific number.
Like after 50, that becomes very clear.
I know
But
a lot of people have been discussing it
because at that point, everything
That's what
drops
gets when you
at your
upgrade
level.
At the vendor, like the item power is what's getting upgraded.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of nice sometimes that you can get a slightly higher item power on a slightly lower level item, because it gives that lower level character a bit of a bump and those sorts of things.
Yeah, the item, the required level for an item does loosely correlate with the power of the item in most cases, but there are many situations where that is not accurate.
Yeah, after
So it's
50.
better to look, as Adam was saying, at the item power of an item.
I mean, Adam brought up Druid.
Oh,
So one of the things I know I hear quite a bit about is there's a thing where you get into uniques and discussions that like barb uniques are falling for druids, and
oh yeah.
What's the issue there?
Yeah, there are a couple bugs where certain barb uniques can drop for druids that we're fixing.
Okay.
And that's going to come in before. I see where you're going here.
You know what I was going to say. So when's that happening, Joe?
It's going to come in before season 1.
Okay.
In a planned patch.
So within the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing a class, Joe, can I expect to occasionally see uniques or legendaries?
I mean,
drop for other
they
classes?
should be
Yeah,
able
you
to
will.
drop.
That's a really good point. It's
It's
these
85%
changes
for
are
your
not-
class, right?
Are not. You will never ever see anything for another class.
Right.
It's that there are some specific barb uniques that were meant to drop only for barb, but due to a bug are also dropping for druid. And we're correcting those.
Got it.
They are meant to drop only for barb.
And
Interesting.
I know we just mentioned this, but in a future update, don't hate me, Ted. Future hotfix is we'll say for right now. A future hotfix is when we plan on
Yeah,
this.
you're right. You're right. That's right.
Social features.
Wait, we're
Looking for group.
We're not talking more about
type
scaling?
of, features has been a
World level
topic.
scaling?
Some people who may not be in like a
Item
clan or something
levels?
like that, or choose not to actually join a clan, or maybe some of their friends.
Okay,
are
I'm
normal.
actually going to pause this because I kind of want to mention this, right? The problem with item levels on items is that after level 50 to 60, somewhere around there, every item that drops for you is at your level. But after a while, you reach the 800 something item power, and then it just doesn't go higher than that, but you can still, the item level still increases because you level up, even though you've been able to get 800 items for, I don't know, since level 65, maybe 70, 65, 70, somewhere around. No, it's ancient gear, so 73 plus. From level 73 plus, you can start getting the max item power gear, but the further you level, the higher the item requirement becomes on the item, but the scaling of the item power and stats on the item does not increase, even though the item level requirement increases, which means giving it to an alt, trading it to another person, becomes nigh on impossible. So if you're level 100 and you farm stuff, everything that's dropping for you that's going to be worth something is going to be level 100. Even though you might have found the same item at level 73. That's the biggest problem with scaling for me, personally. I think that's the biggest issue with scaling itself. Now, there are other like conversations to be had around world levels on monsters and the fact that you can go back to early areas of the game, fight monsters, and there's a level 5 that does more damage than you because of how the scaling works. Even though you're level 90 plus, this level 5 dude is doing more damage. That's also not a great feeling, but I feel like that's a separate... These are two separate issues within scaling, and I think we need to actually talk about both of them individually. It's kind of weird that they just skip past, like, you don't need to look at the item level. That doesn't really matter. In the end, it's you should look at the item power. Because when you're done with the campaign, that's exactly what everyone's been doing. We've been looking at the item power, but the level requirement keeps increasing. That's the problem. So, yeah, that's my soapbox. I'm going to step down from that now and keep watching.
Friends are usually logged off during a specific time. Trying to find other people to maybe like join in with you during dungeons and stuff like that can be a little bit of a challenge. We've been hearing a lot of feedback on that. I know that the team obviously is looking into future social features for the game itself. We just need more iteration time, more time to actually think about how we want that to actually
inspect the skill tree would be nice.
How accessible it should be and so forth for players to
see their profile like in Diablo 3 where you can see their characters.
Dungeons with maybe randos or something like that if they want to, if they're looking
for it. Group finder would be nice.
I know it's a topic that a lot of people have been talking about, but we are looking into it.
Would love a group finder.
Items.
Again, I'm going to pause. People have been saying this, and I completely agree. The game is an MMO with all of the drawbacks of being an MMO, but none of the additives of being an MMO. You don't have a world chat. You don't have a trade chat. You don't have a group finder. You don't have, like... These things are what makes MMO gameplay work in a very fun way. But we have none of it. But we have all the server issues. We have rubber banding. We have, you know, people diving in out of nowhere, taking your stuff you need for your quest. Stuff like that, you know? Which, in the big picture, is not the end of the world. It's not that big of a deal. But, like, if you are going to make this game an MMO light, at least add the MMO features, you know? Is how I feel.
Complexity, too. Like, that's why, again, it's one of those things where you want to make the right choices and take the time to do it right. And it did feel like
I know we do want to take some questions from chat and so forth from Twitch chat. I will do my best to actually announce names. I will announce the names so people know that they can go back into chat and see the names and not go like, oh my gosh,
you made up those names.
Made up these names.
Those aren't real names.
And I will note that was not our interview.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't understand why people blame them for that interview. They were invited by a website for an interview. They answered the questions they were given and then moved on. They did not pick those questions. They did not do any of that. That was that website that picked those questions, which ended up being like from non-existent accounts. They did not do that. It was that website. I don't know why people attribute that to them. Like, it's so weird.
So that, like, we did not come up with that question.
Pretty good.
But yeah, I do want to take some questions from chat itself. Related to that.
Yeah. They're probably posting it afterwards anyway.
Will we get the expanded option to change our character's appearance within the game?
Please.
God, Guts Claymore asked this question.
Guts Claymore. The Dragon Slayer.
Options to change our character's appearance within the game. Don't want to make a new character just to change my character's face, hairstyle, etc.
Yeah.
So
Hair and
there
beard,
are
please.
some options for re-customizing your character
Yeah.
through the wardrobe.
Yeah, but hair and beard, why is it
You
not
can't
there?
change everything about the character there. That's something that we'll continue to look at ways that we can improve over time. You can also expect to see new options for markings and jewelry and things like that, and obviously armor and things.
Yeah, in the shorter term, there'll probably be more. When you do a character create, there'll be more options. Like as we go through season, but
Yeah.
the notion of actually like once you've rolled your character and you're level 60, right now because you can't like change, say, your hairstyle. That's probably a later down the road. That's not that our biggest thing we want to do is get more hairstyles into the character creator.
Yeah.
Actually, is more higher priority than the ability to change your hair after the fact.
Yeah, but we do. I mean,
I feel like that should have been in on
I
launch.
can go
though.
and get a haircut and have a different hairstyle. And
Yeah.
I have to roll a new me. So I understand.
Yeah.
I understand
Some of
the-
us would like to roll a new me if I had to get a haircut.
I understand the question, the desire, the goal.
Since
Oh,
we
no, I
can
mean, we all
change
agree
the
with the goal, we're
tattoos
just
and
saying
face marks and all that stuff, hair
Hair
and beard makes a lot of
Completed
sense.
side quest tab.
Who's
To
asking?
have
Who's
there.
asking?
Oh, sorry, I'm so bad at this.
Adam.
It's because it's
At least we all agree on something.
Well,
God
it's like in a different
damn.
font color, and you just like immediately move off from it. It's a really hard name. Burn 1 N9 M4N. There we go. I'm just gonna read it out like that because I'm not gonna butcher
You
the
put
name.
the forethought to actually look at those leet spellings in case it actually says something you shouldn't say out loud. Have you thought of it?
Well, if I just say it by number or whatever, as
Yeah, it
opposed
doesn't
to
matter.
say it, then I'm okay. Are you gonna add a completed side quest tab to the journal?
Yes, please.
We want to improve the.
I have no idea what quest
things
I'm
that the
missing.
journal, or that not necessarily the journal specifically, but that can be tracked through the
Please.
UI over time to allow
Please.
more.
That should have also
situations
been there on
where,
launch.
maybe you see something in the game and you want to go back and look at it in the future over time.
Like, I can't look at a checklist to figure
the
out what
thing
quest I'm
too, I
missing.
mean, part of what's driving that, which I totally get, that makes total sense what they're asking, but you don't need to do all side quests to complete your renown for that area.
Yeah, but like I
that's
want to
one of
do
the
all the
things,
side
right?
quests.
So, though
Doesn't matter if
there's a
it's renown or
completionist
not.
notion of, because we have some surprise side quests that you
Yeah.
can't track. So the notion of, oh, I killed a mob, it dropped a thing,
Right.
and there's no way to know that on the map. And
Exactly.
right now there's no way to say, oh, I'm missing that sword falling one, and people could go like, oh, go kill that wolf. That drops
Yeah, but
a
how
sword.
do I know that's the one I'm
So
missing?
But
I don't remember
if
every
your
quest I've
desire
done.
For knowing, being a completionist around side quests is for renown, you can actually complete renown without doing all this.
I just want to do all the side quests. It has nothing to do with
And
renown.
then this is kind of a similar.
I wanna
question,
see all
and
the
I think
story.
This kind of falls across like quality of life. This is from
I
Java
wanna
Jinx.
be able to
They're
figure out what
playing
I'm
quality
missing.
of life improvements like search functions in the stash or for specific
Yeah.
dungeons. I will tell you, like, again, this is another, like, these are features that will obviously be looked at, and
I have no
the
idea
game
where
is gonna
all my
improve
aspects
over
are in the
time
inventory.
as we go
There's too
from
many of
season
them.
to season.
Stash, I mean.
Lots of quality of life items will end up kind of appearing. We'll be evaluating them all as they kind of come in. I'm going to take one
That
last
one
question,
should be high on the
which
list,
is,
though.
And who's it from?
Who's it from? And this one I think is just a clarification from people. This is from Nexian. It says, can you just re-clear something you said earlier so we can keep all skill points, potion charges, max obols, and paragon points from renown for seasons?
Right. That's an important thing to clarify. So, the renown, so things like paragon points at the end of the renown bar, you will start with some renown.
Yeah.
You're not going to get those paragon points.
Yeah. Exactly.
That require finishing the renown bar.
We're gonna
until
start
you-
with enough renown
the
for the
renown bar.
Okay, well, so that's
exploration
my fault
and
because
the
I misunderstood.
altars.
So it wasn't that they didn't understand. I misexplained it. So currently, like in the Eternal Realm, if I
Right.
on one character I complete the full renown bar, so I get my obols and I get my paragon
Yeah.
points. If I roll an alt, I have
All those things.
I have
Yeah.
the skill points, I have this potion charge, I have the obols, I have the paragon points.
Yeah.
Right now, being that are shared between my characters on my
But
account.
if
Some-
you go
some-
on
some-
if you go on hardcore, you don't, because they are separate realms. Season and seasonal hardcore will also be separate realms, which is why you will not have them unlocked. You will, however, get the renown progress in each of the 5 zones for the Altars of Lilith and the world exploration based on what you've done on the main Eternal Realm outside of the season. That's how you explain that succinctly.
Some elements of the Paragon system are shared between characters. Things like the Altars of Lilith also give you stat points.
Right, but I'm just saying that that's how it works today in the Eternal Realm in terms of going between one character to another. The Renown unlocks on the bottom level are account-wide, yes?
Yeah.
In seasons, you will the things that are at the end of the Renown bar, you will still have to acquire
Unlock
Renown
them,
to get.
yes.
Right, that's why I was just trying to clarify what it is today for alts is different than what it will be in season reset.
Yeah.
Right, so today with alts, I clear all on my account, I get it across all my characters. So you're saying when we do a
Seasons
reset,
are a separate
and
realm.
if you clear it all on a character, or like when you have a map that's revealed in the Eternal Realm, when I go into the season, the map will be clear.
Right.
I'll have the Renown for that, but I
Yeah.
won't have like potentially the max 80 opals at
Yeah.
the Paragon.
You have to click
automatically
claim.
unlocked because I haven't discovered enough. I haven't gone and hit all those waypoints that would
Yeah.
fill that bar.
Right.
Yeah.
But you
And-
will have the Renown for revealing the map, and
Map
you'll have the
and
Renown
Lilith.
for
Altars.
collecting the Altars of Lilith, to the extent that you have done that.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
and-
and that'll trigger the other things like potion and skill points. And
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
And Mr. Joey P, just ping me saying like, and yeah, you get the Renown from the Fog of
Sorry,
War
who's
clear.
Joey P? Is that one of the community members?
Yeah, Joey P.
Poor Joe.
But yeah,
Question from our own team is associate design.
he mentions
Pipora, is that
you
his
get
name?
the Renown from Fog of War clear and Altars of Discovery, which is what Joe had just mentioned. But then enough to get you through the first 2 tiers of Renown in each zone. So that's
So that was my fault. I thought
First
it worked
2
the way
tiers,
it works
okay.
in the Eternal. Now it doesn't. It's basically we're just preloading you a bunch of Renown. That
A bunch of Renowns where you have to click claim on the
Yeah.
Got a
season.
pocket
Yeah.
Joey P over there.
I know,
Pocket
Pocket
Joey P.
Pocket Joey P. Well, we well over the time estimate that we were going to have, so I
Yeah.
apologize,
That's
everyone.
your fault.
Hour
for eating
20.
into our lunch.
Facilitating.
But I do want to thank everyone for tuning in. This is our first Campfire Chat.
Yeah.
Again, Campfire
First of
Chat's
many.
really good opportunity for us to actually talk with the community, address specific topics that players have been talking about, and at the same time, just chat.
Yeah,
Which is
I mean, the intention is we want to have more ad hoc, informal. We don't want to have to wait till some big thing or whatever. Like, this is a game we're all playing and want to talk about. So we just want to be able to not have this like, okay, the 3rd Thursday of every month we're doing this. Like, we just want to be able to go,
Yeah.
like, hey, let's talk about the game and with the community. So
Stuff's
we're gonna try to do
happening.
these
We
more
want to talk
often
about it.
and keep them light, keep them casual as best.
Makes
we can.
sense.
Yep, and obviously we still have the hardcore race going on. We actually posted an update on social media yesterday about how many people were up there.
Still like
700 as of yesterday's. Oh, still like 700 slots for people to make it on the statue.
We're actually
So-
digging the hole for the statue on campus. So they're
Oh, dang.
pouring the cement thing to the statue can go on top of. So, so like,
Ron's always giving
Spoilers.
spoilers.
what? That we're putting the statue on campus? How's that a spoiler?
It's just like it's blocked off. No one can like see it. Even internal people can't see it. You know.
I'm just saying it's
Who
kind of
cares?
cool. I've never had that
It's
before
cool.
in a game where your name, like as the development team is walking to lunch, they can see your name on the statue.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool, and that
It
reminds
is.
our community and our fans out there who are playing the game, and and people are like, "Oh my God, first time!" Like I get the first thing, but we made it 1,000 for a reason. We wanted people to be able to enjoy the story and play the game at their pace, and we wanted to get through, our first 10 days plus early access, so that people didn't feel, because we knew as our production director often says, it's going to be a little rock and roll, and we knew for hardcore. Bold people who decided to do a hardcore like on our first day because
Yeah.
definitely a little rock and roll.
Yeah.
But we wanted people to have that opportunity. So there's still
very brave.
Still 700 spots available. So if you haven't rolled a hardcore yet,
It's not too late.
Today could be the day, or I'm sure we still have lots of time to get there. So, and maybe we'll do something around BlizzCon and the statue. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
If it's
other
even
thing
filled at
I
that point.
did want to
Who
remind
knows?
people is that obviously our next developer update live stream, we'll be talking about that date soon, but we are planning for that to be in early July. We'll be going over season
Season
1
one,
details
yeah.
then.
Ooh, season 1 details.
Ooh,
We'll
I just
actually
want to
know
do
what
that
it is.
in unison.
Season
That's
1
all.
theme has to be Mephisto,
And
right?
so the zombie thing, we're gonna explain the zombie.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about more about zombies.
Yo, Zombies
Yeah.
was season 2. We established
It's-
this.
It's a really cool season.
It
Can't wait to
is.
go over all
It
the
is not.
details.
If you didn't watch the previous,
So now I have to clear up.
Wait, you can't have an inside joke.
this is
that
a
people don't
joke
know.
from the previous stream.
Right.
It is
Joke
not
that-
zombies.
It is not zombies. Zombies was our illustrative example of what the season could be, but is not. So
Yeah.
do not. That
I think
was-
it's Mephisto.
But yeah, so
Related.
make sure to tune in for that. And of course, we'll have more of these campfire chats. There's still lots of updates that are coming here really soon.
Yay,
Yay, Tiffany!
rolling, just keep rolling.
And
I
we'll
feel
have-
bad
we'll
for
have,
her.
Of course, all those patch notes and details up on the site once those are available. As you guys heard, a lot of these changes are going to be coming before season 1.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure to keep you guys informed. Make sure to follow us on social at Diablo on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc.
Here, smash those subscribe buttons for you.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. But yeah, thank you guys again, and we'll see you on the next stream.
Yeah. Overall, good stream. Again, love the vibe of the group they have. Some good stuff. I wish they talked more about scaling or understood what the issue was with scaling. Outside of that, I like what I'm hearing. I think the future is bright for this game. And even if they don't have everything in place right now, I think we're gonna get there eventually, Now, if I could just get that damn werewolf unique helm. Please! That's all I want. That's all I need.